all that you guys know now, do you believe that Cardi B is hip hop's Bill Cosby?
What?
To me, it's completely different. Even though they're both bad scenarios, they're both morally wrong things to do. But I don't think it was as bad as what Cosby did, you know?
Welcome back to another day in the Elajas era. I'm your host with the most boast, Taylor Elajas. You doing good? I'm doing pretty good, but are you doing good though? I'm doing pretty good. Ooh, hello-ish there. But today, we are going to be discussing Igor by Tyler, the Creator. Now, I love me some Tyler, the Creator. Don't get it messed up, man. I've been here since Bastard, Goblin. Wolf is my favorite Tyler, the Creator album. Radicals is up there for me. She's probably my favorite Tyler, the Creator song. Troncat's also probably up there for me, top 3. But today we're going to be discussing Igor, which is Tyler, the Creator's most recent album after coming off of Flower Boy, which I believe came out a couple years ago, but dropped it on our head top. It's literally doing 180K projected first week. He's out here doing his damn thing, but we're going to give it a nice low TE album review, and at the end, we're going to give it a grade. And we're here to break it down, and I'm here to tell you why I'm going to give it this grade, okay? Now, I have some criteria, because I like to give criteria for my reviews and give reasons as to why I do things, you know? Because if I just tell you something, you're probably not going to give it any validity if I don't say what that has to do with something, like if it's not grouped in something of a label, you know. So I give everything a label and I group it into something. Okay, so with this one, okay, and I want to put a fair warning. Okay, like I'm very fair when I grade albums, but this is very opinionated. Album reviews are opinionated. Don't let any critic tell you that they're not using their opinion and they're being completely fair. You know, like there's some bias that goes into every opinion because everyone has a different music taste. These are just facts. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm very fair when I grade. I'm very, you know, but this is subjective. You know, like music is subjective, but I think I am fair in my assessments. But for the criteria, I break it down into replay value. By the way, I'm looking at it on my wall. Replay value, consistency of track magnitude, improvement or downgrade off of last album, impact on the culture, originality and creativity, as well as were there frequent skips. Okay, so let's get into the first one. The first one is replay value. Now, I do believe that this album has a whole bunch of replay value, but you have to bump it from start to finish. Okay, and if you see me looking to the side, that means that we got notes, because I don't just do things off the top of the head. Sometimes, you know, I can, but when I want to bust out the notes, I'm gonna bust out the notes. Okay, don't be mistaken. So this is definitely one of those albums you go to a rave and you just you know those parties where you like throw on the headphones and you just, you know, and you all are listening to the same music, but it's not playing out loud. You just listen to it, you know, in your headphones while you're surrounded by other people. I don't know if that's a fun party. Never been to one. Don't really think I plan on going to one. But, you know, it's one of those albums. Yeah, but it is great sonically from the beginning to the end. You know, I do enjoy this album. You know, the production is fantastic, and you can tell that Tyler was in there with whoever was playing those instruments. They were in a physical studio. You know, they weren't like you're taking something from a website. They were in it. They were in there with live instruments playing live music. You know, like you can hear it. You can hear production, and apparently, you know, first person to get a #1 album with no co-producers, no co-engineers. It was all Tyler. Crazy. And Tyler really out here. He's definitely improved as an artist. He's improved as a musician. You know, you can tell, you can hear the Pharrell influence. He said that's, you know, one of his favorite artists of all time. You can hear the influence in this album, and I thoroughly enjoy it. I really do. You know, but I had to skip Igor's theme. I had to, you know, it's 3 minutes of great musical production, but it's also no words. It's just, you know, it's not my flavor. Great musically produced. I love it's a great produced song. I just don't want to listen to it. I'm sorry. You know, I'm sorry. And, you know, I love the panning at the end. Don't get me wrong. I love the you know, so it's fire, but do I want to listen to that song by itself? No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. I just don't. So, but replay value, it definitely has a lot of that. Don't get it messed up. It has a lot of replay value for me listening to the songs from beginning to end. I can't just jump in there and start listening to the songs. Okay, so that kind of helps me transition into the consistency of track magnitude. The songs do progressively get better, but I can't just jump in there. There's a couple songs that I can listen to by themselves, but it's hard for me to just jump into the album, because it's so well sequenced. So this is a good thing and a bad thing. It's so well sequenced that it's hard for me to not listen to the album from beginning to end. I can't just jump in. There's really only a couple songs that I can just jump into without listening to the whole album, And the next song I'm about to talk about is one of those songs, which is Earthquake, or Earthquake. You're my earthquake. Where Playboi Carti is accused of stealing X's flow on there, which, is very understandable. I didn't really hear much of what he said other than the Whoa Vicky shout out, which is crazy. I watch her vlogs, which is kind of interesting, that she literally she's got a shout out on Tyler Creator's album. Like, damn. Anybody that I feel like it's so underappreciated, the fact that people can get shout outs by these rappers on albums, because music is timeless, especially with an album that's doing this well. Like, it's going to be timeless. So there's always going to be that Whoa Vicky shout out by Playboi Carti on that verse that people are going to always remember, and it's going to make her forever Googleable, because people are going to be like, oh, who's Whoa Vicky? Even if people don't know who Whoa Vicky is right now, they're going to find out who she is if they like Playboi and if they like this song, which is just mind-boggling to me. But Earthquake is a groovy song. It reminds me of 911. Hey, call me sometime, 911. I love that song. It reminds me of a slowed down version of 911 off of Flower Boy. Okay, but the tracks do consistently get better, and in terms of an improvement, speaking of Flower Boy, improvement off of Flower Boy, I think that this was an improvement sonically, but the tracks on both albums are absolutely fire. Absolutely fire in my opinion. The tracks both kind of measure up on both albums, but production wise, I think Igor is a better album production wise, and I think that Tyler is more adventurous and he took more risks and he took more chances. Even though they both were in the same vibe though, but you also had some rapidy rap, like Who Dat Boy off of 911, off of Flower Boy, but you don't really get much rapidy rap off of Igor by Tyler, which is okay. Like, I'm not forcing Tyler to get back into any type of bag. Like he said on Twitter, somebody said, I miss your old music, and he was like, why do you miss it? It's still there. Like, you can go listen to it. You can literally go listen to it. It's still there. It's on YouTube. Some of them may not be on streaming, but a lot of them probably are on streaming. You can go listen to the albums. Okay. But for improvement, I do believe it was an improvement. Okay, so the best songs for me off of this album, though, were Running Out of Time, Earthquake, A Boy's a Gun, Puppet, and Are We Still Friends? Okay, Puppet's probably my favorite right now. Earthquake, it's cool. I like it. You are my earthquake. Wait, did I hit that? You are my earthquake. But I think that the impact certainly there. 180K. That just put Tyler in Tyler was already in a different echelon with the fact that he was Grammy nominated, but now I think he's up there. Now I feel like he's a person that you want to avoid dropping with at this point. 180K. There's certain people you want to avoid dropping with, like a DJ Khaled or a Rihanna or a Drake. I feel like you now want to avoid dropping an album or a single the same time as Tyler the Creator, which is just mind-boggling. But it seems like Tyler is now an album dude, because his singles don't seem to do as well as his albums now have been doing. Because Flower Boy did really well as an album, but there's a couple singles after that didn't really do too well. But now you have this album doing spectacular. Billboard #1. The culture is talking about it, and they're not talking about it in any type of negative way. You have Lil Yachty saying that this is going to be a Grammy-nominated album, which it's so beautifully produced that's not far-fetched, especially the fact that Flower Boy got Grammy-nominated. This album, I would definitely describe it as a smooth tune. Have my head just like I was rippling through a wave. I'm vibing, I'm vibrating. You know what I'm saying? Like, the vibrations were strong. You know, and I think Gerard Carmichael were on a lot of the skits and like, you know, the little words that you hear after. I think that was Gerard Carmichael. I did not double check, but you know, it sounds like his voice. You know, but there's definitely a few songs to listen to without having to jump and listen to, you know, beginning to end, like the songs I mentioned a little bit earlier, as well as New Magic Wand. But this is really an album that I believe you have to listen to from beginning to end in order to get the full essence of it. Okay, but moving on to originality and creativity, I feel like that was 100% there. Such an original concept and creative album with R&B subject matter, which was just taken to the next level in terms of production, because, you know, I don't think you see a lot of R&B or hear a lot of R&B artists taking the subject matter and putting it out the way that Tyler put it out in terms of the way that it actually sounded. You know, it's a great album. You know, the themes, a lot of relationship, a lot of love, you know, a lot of I want you, you don't want me, but I don't want you. You know, there's a lot of that. But, you know, and the progression of Tyler as a person up until this point, you listen to Bastard and then you listen to Igor. Like what is this progression? The progression is crazy. Honestly, from Bastard or Goblin to Igor, the progression from Tyler the Creator is something to just be in awe of, honestly. You know, this doesn't even belong in a hip-hop rap bag. It belongs in a soul category. Like this makes me feel soulful. It makes me want to go to a rave and just start flinging my body. Even though I don't even go to raves, but it makes me want to go to one and just start flinging my body to all of these songs. 100%. I've been to a Tyler concert for every album that he's dropped, and I would not mind going to another concert for Igor. I wouldn't mind it. Would not mind it as long as he skips Igor's theme, because that was not my flavor. Okay, it was not my flavor, but were there frequent skips that's helped me transition, because, you know, I didn't skip any songs. I listened to the album 3 times, and the only song that I've skipped every time was Igor's theme. This helped me transition into the were there frequent skips category, and, you know, there really wasn't until you got to Igor's theme for me. You know, the second time around I skipped it. Third time around I didn't, because I wanted the full experience again, because the whole album is really a full experience, and you have to get the full experience in order to bump this album, in my opinion. But it's still a great album. You know, it is an experience. Like, I'm gonna just keep saying that because it's truly an experience to listen to Igor. Okay, and, you know, the progression of Tyler the Creator is truly seen and heard in the way he shoots videos for this album, the way that the album sounds, the topic matter. Like, it's crazy. That just blows my mind. From when I was in 7th grade listening to She, and now I'm older now hearing A Boy Is a Gun and Puppet. You know, it's crazy. Truth. Oh my gosh, I almost choked. Truly, honestly. But, so for my overall grade, I'm going to give it 4.5 TE heads out of 5. That's a good grade. That's a damn good grade for my first T album review out on YouTube. That's a great grade for the first one. You know, it was great production. If you want to listen to the album all the way through, you can, and you won't skip a song. Like, my only gripe was the fact that I can't just jump into it, but I wish I could, but I can't. I have to listen to the whole song. I have to listen to the whole album, rather, from beginning to end, which can be a good and a bad thing. It can be a good thing to where it's like, all right, this album is so fire, where, like, I have to listen to the whole thing. And it can be a bad thing where it's like, maybe I want to listen to the album because it's 40 minutes and I don't have time to listen to a 40-minute album right now. You know, that can be the double-edged sword there, and I didn't like Igor's theme, so I skipped it. So that's also why all those things went into there being a 4.5 out of 5. You know, I debated dropping it down to a 4, but, you know, here we are with the 4.5 out of 5 rating. All right. But that's going to do it for this album review of Igor by Tyler, the Creator. Okay, we had a 4.5 out of 5 TE heads grade for this album. And you can go ahead and listen to the album wherever you hear music, because it's out there. Okay, and you know my standouts, I'm gonna give it to you one more time. You have New Magic Wand, Earthquake, Puppet, A Boy Is a Gun, Run Out of Time, and Are We Still Friends? You can maybe take Are We Still Friends out of there. But that's gonna do it. I'm Elajas, and you're watching TE Album Reviews.
In my jeans like a denim couldn't be a better fit. It could label me a killer cause the proof is evident. Heaven sent, yeah, like heaven sent. Need like 7 cents, paying off my debts, praying off my stress. Never had a tech, never needed one. Ref always had my fucking back when the heater come. Looking through the matrix, all I know is I could be the one. Feeling like LeBron when the odds were 3-1. But you're gonna see us win, you have never seen us one. Yo, can see this one, pen is like a loaded gun. Evaporate the sun, you niggas sweeter than the honey bun.